Hi, this is Tim Chu from San Jose State University, and I'm here in a somewhat format-breaking video to talk about how to solve word problems, or rather to give some sort of encouragement towards solving word problems. So first I'm going to talk about the goals of this video, and spoiler alert, the main thing I'm going to tell you to do is to read the problem. Kind of if you think about it, maybe not as silly a thing to say as it might be, and then I'll give some brief tips for that work in general for word problems. But, why are word problems useful and why are they difficult? Well, nothing always works. Every problem is different. That's what makes them interesting. All right, anyway. So just to let you know what the point of this video is intended sort of more as inspiration or maybe indoctrination, maybe propaganda. There's some propaganda in here. And less as information. This is not going to tell you exactly how to do something. It's more to give you sort of an idea of the spirit in which to do things. So this will not provide a magic wand that will make word problems easy. As far as I know, there is no such magic wand. It will emphasize the most important point, which I already spoiled, but read the problem. I may say that one or two more times in this video. And it does offer a few generally useful concrete tips, but again, there aren't really any tips that will sort of solve everything all the time. But, there will be some information here. Okay, so the parable about which I want to speak is an article that I read that changed my life, or at least, the way I teach. And what did that article say? This article was about how elementary school students actually solve word problems. If I remember correctly, I think that was actually the title, how students actually solve problems. So, in this article, they cited a study, them, they're all doing those studies. And in this study, they found that what is the thing that students most commonly did when they tried to solve word problems? Here was their algorithm. The first step, well, there's basically two steps. First, you erase all of the words, and extract all the numbers, so there's some numbers left over, and then you randomly apply plus and minus and times and divide and so on until the teacher stops bothering you. So, when I read this, it totally blew my mind. Wow, people don't try to read the problem at all. They just randomly apply the arithmetic until the teacher goes away. Well, it's very efficient in some sense because you don't have to do the hard part where you read the problem. You just don't learn anything. So my hope is that you will be smarter than an elementary school student, and that you will, instead of doing the randomly applying operations thing, will read the problem. Yes, read the problem. Read the problem! This is hard, and I'll sort of talk about why this is difficult, or in some ways in which that's difficult. But on the other hand, if you've ever complained that, we never learn anything useful in a math class, well, here's your chance. Because, let's face it, no one is ever going to pay you money to compute the derivative of x cubed. I mean, they're perfectly good computers that can do that. But they will pay you to solve word problems. In fact, from an admittedly theoretical mathematician's standpoint, all of science and engineering is solving word problems. So here, we're teaching something useful. All right, so here are some other tips for word problems, other than, of course, the big one, read the problem. So first, start by reading the problem. Did I mention you should read the problem? You should read the problem. 2, you should figure out what the main goal of the problem is. Usually it will often mean the last sentence, but it'll tell you this is the main goal of the problem. 3, if there's any quantity that seems important, give it a variable name. So name everything. 4, it may sometimes help, or maybe often help, to draw a picture of the situation, especially if there's some geometrical content like distance or something. I think here's the one that I think sort of indicates how hard it is to read a word problem, and it's sort of is an actual concrete helpful thing to do. Is you go through each sentence of the problem and try to translate the content of each sentence into math. All right, so once you've done that, then you have a math problem, and the math problem sort of depends on what actual math you're covering or what you know. And of course, in real life, the hardest part of word problems, you don't know which section to apply from the book to apply because there's no book. So, that's hard. That's why the people get paid to do word problems. But, in a math class, generally it's within some section, like, related rates. And so you use the techniques of related rates to solve the problem. And then the last step, which also circles back to the beginning, is that you make sure you answer the question as being asked. How do you know the question is being asked? Because earlier on, you figured out what the main goal of the problem is, and you figure that out by reading the problem. Did I mention you should read the problem? All right, that's enough for now. Go try some word problems, and when you do so, please, you might know what I'm going to say, but read the problem! Yes, read the problem! Always read the problem when you're doing a word problem. Thanks very much. Bye.